I came to Germany in job seeker visa and I attended like 20 interviews in 3 weeks time and I got a few offers as well. And I now started working in a good reputed company in Germany.
Hi guys, this is Sandeep Khaira and you're watching Conical Education. Today I have Raman with me. He moved to Germany on job seeker visa and got multiple offers after coming here in a period of 3 weeks time. So which is really interesting. So I don't want to delay it further. Let's talk to him directly and understand what he did, how he has done all the magic and got the job offer in a period of 3 weeks. Hi, Raman, and it's really interesting to have you here. And first of all, I really thank you to come on this channel and share your experiences and knowledge. In the beginning, would be great if you just give your brief background. What's your name? Where do you come from? Some other details, whatever you can.
I'm Raman Muthu. I come from Chennai, India, and I have experience of total 8 years in IT and around 4.5 years in DevOps. And I moved to Germany with the job seeker visa in the month of July, the last week of July. And uh, as I told you earlier, I mean, like your videos, clinical education videos helped me a lot to, I mean, like do some pre-research before coming to Germany. And with the help of those, I was able to get a job in a short period of time. I can say 3 weeks, where I got, I mean, like all the interviews and all the process got completed.
That's really wonderful. So you mentioned that how can you tell us the number of interviews you attended like in that 3 week span of time?
I attended almost like 15 to 20 interviews and few companies with multiple round of interviews as well. And yeah, I mean, like I don't apply more jobs. I apply only selective companies and I take more time to apply for a single company. For example, I'll take 1 or 2 hours for applying, and I make sure that I get a call back from them. So like it's not like quantitative approach; it's like qualitative approach, which I
Yeah,
take.
yeah,
That helped
definitely
me.
understand that. Because I also know that, yes, this is the best approach. But I want to clarify one point here for the audience that somebody who is sitting in India and applying for the jobs. So definitely it's good approach to be selective. But the point here is that they are in India, so they don't know which employers are hiring from abroad and which employers are not hiring from abroad. So uh, they might have to apply more number of jobs comparatively to the person who is sitting here, which totally makes sense to apply less number of jobs and quality applications, because you know that you are still in the market, you are equally competitive from the point of view of the that your applicant sitting here in Germany. But for somebody in India, they must apply a little more so that they reach the employers who are hiring from abroad.
Accept that point. The only thing I have to add is like you don't need to. I mean, like apply less. Apply as much as you can from India as well. But the thing is, like each application, you have to spend more time. It should be a quality application. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah,
say.
that's totally agree, and it makes sense. And because you must send the totally proper information and which must be convincing. Okay, so as you have already introduced yourself, let's move on further. So, can you also tell to the audience about your profile and what is your background? How many years of experience do you have? How many years of experience do you have in total, and what technologies you are coming from? So that it is clear for the audience. Okay, what are the kinds of profile which are good in Germany and all that.
Sure. I have total 8 years of experience into IT, and I started my career as an IT access management guy. And then later I moved to cloud. I started working in AWS, and then later I started using the DevOps implementation and tools as well, and which is in more demand all around the world, especially in Germany, because once you add that word DevOps, you get lots of calls automatically. That much demand you have in Germany. And yeah, I've been experienced in DevOps implementation tools like Kubernetes, Docker, I mean like CI/CD, Ansible. But I mean like infrastructure as a code with Terraform. Pretty much everything I've worked, I have experience from India. So it helped me a lot to, I mean like find the job sooner and easier.
This point brings me to the next question. So, can you also tell us about the job market related to this profile? As you mentioned that you attended roughly 15 to 20 interviews within a period of 3 weeks, which is a very great and very overwhelming. So, and it indicates that market is huge, but still, if you give some idea, like how is the job market situation for this profile specifically?
Yeah, I mean, like this 15 to 20 interviews I attended is like, yeah, even for me, it's a big number because I used to attend three different interviews in a day at least. So, and that too during the COVID situation. So, from
Yeah.
that itself, you can guess how good the market is. And even I have some few friends who came with me in job seeker with IT backgrounds and like a Salesforce app and those things. Even they have the good, I mean, like response from the employers during this COVID time also.
Did they also got the job in a period of, let's say, 1 month or 2 months, or how is it for Salesforce and SAP?
Yeah, I mean, like they also got a job like in Salesforce and SAP, but in not in Berlin. They got in different cities.
Yeah, but what's the period of in how much period
Yeah,
did
with
they get the job?
around like maximum of 2 months.
Oh, that's really great. Still, it's very that you are coming from abroad and within 1 to 2 months you are settled there. So that's really perfect. I knew about these facts, but yes, during this COVID situation, uh, employers are a little bit on hiring less. But still, it's really great that if for tech guys it is working in the same way. So that's really great. And in fact, it makes sense that people are working from home in this situation, and employers are still delivering their products and services, and they need the support. And if you carry the skills, you can definitely get hired. Next question is, do you speak German language? And also related to that, the business language in your office is German or English, or how is it? Does it work in mix, or is it just English? So just tell us about that.
Yeah, I don't speak German to be frank. I mean, like I started learning, but I didn't continue it. Interviews which I attended and the company which I'm working is everything is in English, and the requirement of the language for Germany, German language is not much essential for the DevOps role, I can say. And the jobs which I applied is only for English as well. I didn't apply for the language requirement jobs.
Okay,
And
okay.
in my company, official language is not German, and all the mails and everything should be in English only. That's a basic rule in our company.
Oh, that's really great. So even I think basically it depends on the organization, what kinds of client the organization has. Basically, whether they are international customers or whether they are local customers, and based on that, the language of the business language of the organization gets decided. And also, you are from the profile which doesn't have the customer facing interaction. No interaction with the customer, so it is another factor. If it works well for the company and they need the technical guys, skilled people, then definitely it's good. So my next question is, what preparations did you do to get a job in Germany, and also how was your job application procedure to get a job in Germany? So you have to answer both the questions.
Okay. First, when it comes to preparation, I did a thorough research on my profile and how's the demand, everything, because I didn't have much knowledge and before, so I did a research properly before applying the visa itself, job seeker visa, and I started applying from India as well and how they are expecting and those things, and I corrected from each and every mistakes, and I started giving few interviews as well from India as well. I come to know what their actual expectation in the interviews, and then that according to that I modified my resume. And as I told you, I watched a lot of videos of Conical Education. There also I mean, like find many useful videos like how to use a LinkedIn profile effectively, and how to I mean, like prepare your resume in the German format, and how to prepare the covering letter, and how to modify each and everything accordingly for each and every profile. So these things I did proper research and keep changing every day to bring it to a proper one. And then after coming to Germany, I started applying for the companies, and I'll read the job description twice I thrice, and until I understand clearly. Even though it will be related to my profile completely, I still read and find which is the point they're expecting more. For example, I can say in my DevOps profile, multiple tools are there, but the company might expect more experience on a particular tool like Kubernetes. So at that time, what I'll do is like I'll add more points on Kubernetes on my experience to highlight my profile and get shortlisted fast. So this is how I prepare my resume for applying the jobs, and it clicked as well for me.
That's really great that Conical Education videos helped you a lot to prepare CV and cover letter. So it's really interesting and really appreciation for me. So thanks for that. And yeah, so I have some follow-up question related to this answer what you have just given.
Yep.
So you mentioned that you researched. Can you elaborate more about your research? Where did you research? And yeah, some details about it.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, like, the basic thing for any research is Google. I Google the demand for the profiles and demand for my profile and everything. Then I started applying, searching for the number of openings in LinkedIn. Where I mean, like, most of the time I spend in LinkedIn to research. I mean, like, I follow up like 1 month completely how many jobs they are posting every day or every week, the new jobs. So from that I can assume some figure that how much demand is there for my profile.
Okay,
So
that's
like
really.
that I
Mhm.
did
Yeah,
research.
yeah. And you also mentioned in your answer about the mistakes. So just briefly tell us about the couple of mistakes that you did earlier and then corrected them. So, for example.
Yeah, for example, the unwanted information in the resume is not
Mhm.
needed at all. You can just remove it and cut it short, like precise resumes. And even though if you have worked and experienced in multiple tools, sometimes you don't need all those informations when applying for a particular job. For example, my previous experience, identity access management, doesn't need much in detail. Just 2 to 3 lines should be enough for my previous experience, and my current
Mhm.
experience should be elaborate. So those things I learned, and I keep on changing and to bring it a better resume.
Yeah. So maybe one point I want to add here is that basically you have to, as you already mentioned, that you have to analyze the job description. And accordingly, before applying for the job, make sure that your resume, your CV is in sync with the job description. It has equal emphasis on the technologies or skills what have been mentioned, which all have been mentioned in the job description more clearly, or have been asked that you must have a good knowledge or must be really expert in that. So try to highlight those skills in areas like in your case you mentioned Kubernetes was really employers were interested in. Which tools related to DevOps profile and related to cloud technologies are in demand in Germany when you are looking for a job and you want to ensure that person gets a job, at least one job while searching the job, even from India itself. So, what kind of tools are really important? You must have experience on.
They must experience in at least any one of the cloud, either AWS or else Azure. Both are in equal demand in Germany. I can see that. And second thing is like, when it comes to DevOps, either they should know containerization in basics, and if they know Kubernetes, there are some different profiles for Kubernetes with high, I mean, like, knowledge, and at the same time Terraform for infrastructure as a code. So these are all the highly demanded tools in Germany.
Regarding, I have another follow-up question regarding your research. While you were researching, did you also try to see like how many jobs are available for English speakers and how many jobs are available for German speakers? Because you don't speak German, so definitely you must have checked that figure. Normally, I tell this figure to the applicants or in my videos, but still, I want to know your experience, how it was in your profile.
Yes, I did the research about the language requirements in Germany for the for my profile, and I can say that 9 out of 10 jobs doesn't require German language skill. And for Salesforce, for my friend, he told that, I mean, like, 6 out of 10 jobs doesn't require German language skill. So I mean, like, you can manage IT jobs easily with English language.
Oh, that's really great. So it's a good number. And for the applicants, for the audience who want to apply for the jobs in Germany, I want to clarify a bit here. When you want to apply for the jobs, you can check the job description. Sometimes it is clearly written there that the person must be fluent in English. So if that is the case, then you can directly apply for the job. If you carry the great skill set, then you will be considered. Same goes with the Salesforce, as Raman has already mentioned. And like in Salesforce, there are different clouds, for example, marketing cloud or email cloud. So you can see accordingly the job market for each of those clouds and see if you fits into that and you carry the skills, you can apply for the job. You can research the job market market for Salesforce profiles in more detail to know the demand of your profiles with English skills. My next question is regarding the interview process. Like, how was your interview experience? How many rounds were there? On average, let's say somebody applying for the jobs in your profile, on average, what person can expect in each of the companies? Okay. And the last, what's the focus of each of the round and what employer expects from you during the interview
Yeah.
process?
When it comes to IT jobs, the minimum rounds will be three.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, it will be three rounds. And the first round will be most of the time the HR round or getting to know you, I mean, like your profile and those things for shortlisting. And at that time, you have to be well prepared about the company and the profile, what you're applying for. And the basic questions each and every HR asks is like, what do you know about our company? So at that time you have to answer very clearly and what made you interest to apply for the position. And for example, I can say I was interviewed by a gaming company, and when they asked what do you know about the gaming company, I did a research previously, and I told them that these are the games which has been developed by the company, and I played the games, and I always want to work for a gaming company um, that made more I mean like interest towards applying for this position. So these kind of answers they'll be expecting. And you should be more I mean like enthusiastic towards a profile and the company.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you I mean like uh, to select for the next rounds. So the first rounds and the second rounds will be technical. Most of the time it
Mm-hmm.
will be technical. The technical can be in multiple ways. Some companies might send you a I mean like program or some task, and they give some enough time to finish it and send them back. And from the task which we perform, they might evaluate and come back with the questions. This might be the one kind of interview. And the other things like normal technical face-to-face interviews, where they ask technical questions on our experience, what technology we have worked, and some scenario-based questions. So these kind of technical questions will be there. And third round, if it's companies, I mean like some companies have the final round as a third round, which with direct manager, I mean like senior manager or sometimes CEO or CTO, anyone can take the round. Or some I mean like companies will have another round of technical interviews, and the round table technical interview with the complete team, where each and every team member will ask some questions and you have to answer for them. And if they're satisfied to be uh, with the team, you'll get selected.
Okay, that's really great. So first of all, regarding the company, so you must know about the company, what I understand, and also you must be able to make a connection with the position, that why you are a unique person to get into this position and how do you solve the problem for the employer in that position. Then it is more convincing for the employer, for the hiring manager. Okay, you are the right fit, and they might consider you for the next rounds of interview.
And to add that, we have to be well prepared with the behavioral questions as well. Like, what is your strength? What is your weakness? And these kind of questions are mandatory in all the interviews. And I mean, like your video for behavioral questions also helped me a lot to, I mean, crack that as well.
That's really great.
And
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to be prepared with this behavioral
Yeah, yeah,
questions.
yeah, yeah, that is definitely true. Even I have talked to sometimes people and they say that, okay, they had an interview and then finally they jumped onto the interview, and later on, the first question have been asked to them, for example, why do you want to come to Germany? Then person must be able to justify why are you coming to Germany? How does it's going to make a difference for you when you come to Germany? You are already settled in India, you are in a good job, you are getting a good salary. Then why do you want to come here? Then the person must prepare well in advance to answer those kind of questions, how it's going to change your life personally, professionally, and some other things you can think about, how it relates to you. Yeah. And
True.
I have follow-up question regarding the assignment that you mentioned, that they gave you the case study. So you mentioned that they will ask you questions regarding the study. So just to clarify to the audience, my understanding is that basically when there is a case study, then there is a follow-up interview where they will discuss
Yep.
your case study. They will ask you, why did you take this approach and why you didn't take this approach, and have you used the particular standards or coding methodologies, and which one is best. So they is it what they are looking for in this interview or something more?
Yeah. uh, I mean, like absolutely correct. I mean, like they look for this follow-up questions, and like they ask you like, why did you follow this standards? Why not this? I mean, like, have you applied the best standard of practice? If I mean, like, you have to justify those questions. That will
Yeah.
be the follow-up rounds.
Yeah. So basically, they want to see how is your experience with those technologies, what skills do you carry, how perfect you are, and how and you know how efficient you are in coding, and how well you know what you are doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And in the last, you also mentioned that there is also sometimes extra follow-up round, which is more of a technical. There is an interview panel. So, what is the focus of that round? I know it can be anything, but maybe any idea that you have experienced in your interviews, something you can give example of.
Uh, I mean, like to my understanding, they look for a cultural fit to the current team. So that is the reason they have that round with the team members, and each and every member will speak for 2 to 3 minutes. They tell about themselves and they ask like one or two questions, and to check how we are culturally fit to their team, whether they feel good to have me inside the team. Those kind of round it is.
Okay, so this has happened with the multiple companies that multiple members of the team are speaking to you and they want to get to know you, what kind of person you are, and all that. It has
Yes.
happened at multiple places.
Yeah, I mean, like I mean, like that. Those questions will be like technical. So what I'm strong at and what they can learn from myself, they also check for those things.
So it's a combination of both cultural as well as maybe check you more on the technical side.
Technically, yes.
Okay, clear. So, as we have talked about your interview experience and also job application process, maybe let's
Yep.
move on to what job sites do you recommend to apply for the jobs and how do you recommend the professional networks? And also, you mentioned about the LinkedIn. Can you brief them in more detail for the audience?
Yeah, I mean, like I did apply in multiple sites like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Stepstone, and I mean, like I got enough responses from these sites itself, so I didn't move further with other things. And LinkedIn is the main one I can say. I mean, like most of the jobs, whatever you find in other portals as well, you see them in LinkedIn as well. So it's like duplicate. You don't want to duplicate the applications, so I stick with LinkedIn most of the time, and it's easy to for me to filter the I mean like job preferences and everything, and the premium helped me a lot as well.
I wanted to come on the LinkedIn Premium also. Can you also give us more details how LinkedIn Premium helped you?
Yeah, I mean like LinkedIn Premium has more features, like you can directly reach out to the I mean like hiring manager, and you get a chance to explain them how you match your profile with them through a email. That helped me a lot, and definitely they'll come back. And if they come back, you get that email credit back as well. So you can utilize them with other hiring manager if you want, and that is one best feature. And second thing is like sometimes LinkedIn gives me the preference, like job match. There is a match for your profile, those things. And the other I can give you the tip is like when you see for the uh, profiles in LinkedIn, there'll be a skills match. So you can see how many skills are matching with the required thing out of 10. And if you see anything which you know and which is missing, you can just add that and refresh the screen and apply to it. So you get another one step ahead of their application. So these things are all I tried out and it worked.
Okay, yeah, that's a great tip. So, just to summarize that, so you are saying that when you connect to the recruiters, you have the opportunity to skip the ATS in case you carry the skills, but your resume is not ATS friendly. Then it gives you an extra chance to get your profile shortlisted for the interview. This is what I understand. How did you expand your network with the German recruiters and the people who are working in the same profile as yours? How did you expand your network in Zing and LinkedIn on in these areas?
I mean, like I started working on my LinkedIn network 1 year before itself, and I'm like started finding for the persons who were related to my profile, the recruiters related to my profile, and trying to reach them. And I didn't apply for the jobs. I just connect with them, And then whenever they post the jobs, then I reach out them. I'm available for this position. If it's I can send my profile to you. If I'm suitable for you, you can just proceed with my profile. And at the same time, I also mentioned that I'm when I was in Germany, I reached Germany, and this is my contact details and everything. If you come to know if you come across any of my profiles, please let me know. And a few recruiters really help me with connecting with the other recruiters as well.
Oh, that's really great. So overall, LinkedIn Premium is going to help you a lot, because when the job is posted, you know the name of the recruiter. If you have the LinkedIn Premium, then it is possible for you to connect with the recruiters, and then they give you the references and connect further. And at least someone has the position which matches your profile, and then if it works out well, then you can get hired. My next question is regarding the salary. For example, if someone who is 5 years experienced or someone who is 10 years experienced into the DevOps profile, so what can he or she expect on average in general, whether it's a startup or whether it's MNC, depending on definitely on Berlin side, salaries are a little bit lower. So let's ignore this factor for once and see on average what is the scale for 5 years person or 10 years person.
I mean, like, as you know, I mean, like the salary differs upon the cities and the company types as well. And for Berlin and for well-established or companies like big companies, I can say the DevOps profile salary ranges around 60 to 75, and for 5 to 8 years. And if it's for more than 10 years, it will be like 70 to 90 or 95.
Mhm.
And if you go with startup, sometimes they pay more. And if you go with well-reputed companies, they pay average salaries only.
And you gave me the example of Berlin about salaries. And how about Munich or some other cities where salaries are a little bit on higher side compared to Berlin?
Yeah, I mean, like when it comes to Munich, I can say there'll be 15 to 20% higher salary compared to Berlin.
Okay.
Depends up because of the expenses is more on Munich side.
Okay, okay. It's clear now. Okay, we are almost at the end of the interview, so I will ask just two more questions and then we
Yeah,
are almost done.
yeah.
So, what are your suggestions for the audience who are pursuing or you are looking to come to Germany, who aspire to come to Germany with a job seeker visa or even looking for a job from India itself? What in few points, like in 3 points, if you wanna summarize in 3 points, what do you suggest to them?
First thing is like build a proper profile with this. I mean, like proper CV. That's a mandatory thing, and keep trying. Definitely, you'll get one day for sure. I mean, like there are a lot of demand and openings here in Germany for, especially for IT. And the third thing is like prepare well for the interview. Definitely, you can crack it.
Okay. So yeah, so as you mentioned about profile, so you mean that not just CV, maybe also your social media profile, I mean professional network profile, LinkedIn or Zing, they must also be optimized, and they are so that someone looks at your professional network profile, the person must be hooked up and he's interested in your profile. And even same goes with the CV. And the second thing you mentioned, really great point, and I always insist, it's going to be a long journey, so you just have to make sure you have a lot of patience and keep moving and keep connecting with the people, keep applying for the position. That's my favorite point, I would say. And third one, you said that okay, prepare well for the interview. There should not be anything extra in CV because of which you stumble in the interview while talking to the hiring manager. So it's better to have one thing less and handle the interviews better. I got another question in my mind while you were talking. So, what was the duration for you? Let's say, when did you start searching for the job from India, and then you decided for the job seeker visa? So, how long was the span? Or like, can you give us a rough idea about this?
Okay, I mean, like I started my exact research from last year October, which is almost a year now. Uh, and then I applied for my job seeker visa in December. I got the visa in February, and because of COVID, and I was not able to travel. And then I traveled to Germany in July, and within 1 month, within 3 weeks, I got the job.
Yeah, that's really great. My last question is regarding Conical Education. You already mentioned that you got a lot of help from the Conical Education. Can you mention few specific points which you really liked in the videos, which helped you in your journey from the Conical Education channel, which helped you to move here to get a job?
Yeah, I want to really be thankful to Conical Education and you because of almost like I can say all your videos helped me in some point of my progress. From the videos, I can say that how to apply for a job seeker visa, and German taxation systems, and German work culture, and general things about Germany, and how to prepare your resume, how to use your LinkedIn efficiently, behavioral questions, which recently helped me for to crack the interview as well. So yeah, I can see almost all the videos helped me. I had an option like looking for Austria as well after seeing your videos, and then I stuck with the Germany. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's
each and
really
every,
great. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I used to generally watch the videos. At that time, a few videos doesn't help me, but still I got the information about the German culture, which is helping me now.
Oh,
So
that's really
I'll
great.
say nothing to be avoided in your videos.
Oh,
It will be
thanks a lot.
helpful at some part of the process for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least it is definitely working for you, and it worked for you. And I hope that if people are really following it, and I hope that it will work for them if they really follow them. And yeah, really thanks for such a wonderful feedback. And I'm happy and will try to bring
Yeah.
more such content in future. Yeah.
Thanks to you too as well. And I've reached you multiple times during my process, and you helped me clearing my silly questions as well. That helped me as well.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. But anyway, no question is silly question. It is silly to not ask that question. Really thanks to you to coming on the channel and speaking to the audience, giving them your tips, your experience, so that it gives them the motivation. So I feel definitely people, a lot of people are motivated now after looking at your video, your experience, especially the DevOps guy. So guys, definitely just follow what he said. You can watch the video twice, thrice, try to grab as much as information you can, so that you are able to follow what's happening and how you can ace your interviews, and how you can move to Germany on job seeker visa, how you can look for the job from home country itself to move here. So these are definitely, in my personal opinion also, these are really helpful tips. So this is all we have. And Raman, really thank you to you for
Yeah.
coming on the channel and helping everyone.
Thanks,
Okay.
Sandeep. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I hope it helps someone at least.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's going to be useful.